Hello, welcome back. So we are going to look at circles in terms of in the perspective of coordinate geometry. So starting off with the most basic thing, what is a circle? Well, a circle is a certain shape that remains equidistant from its center. So if this is my center and I take some distance like this and I revolve around, this will give me a circle. Right? It is always the same distance r from the center. Right, so let's move things to the to the Cartesian coordinate system, and in this we recall that everything is in terms of x and y, where x is the horizontal distance and y is the vertical distance. So if we take any point on the circle and we break it up into its horizontal and vertical components, something like this and this will be x, this will be y. Given that my center is currently at the origin, so we notice that this makes a right angle triangle, and applying Pythagoras' theorem we know that x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So this is the equation of a circle at center at the origin and radius r. Right, if I take x squared plus y squared equals 1, the radius will be 1, so it will look something like this. Right, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is negative 1. Right, and let's say I take this to be 25, this will be of radius 5, so 1 2 3 4 5, so this one will look something like this. Right, so this was circle at the center. Let's move away from the center and let's look at cases where the center is not at the circle. So if I take this, actually let me take this one. If I take this thing, and instead of x squared plus y squared, what I do is x minus 3 squared plus y minus, let's say, y plus 4 squared equals 1. Right, and let me draw the x and y axis. Right, so what has this x minus 3 done? Right, so what this has really done is that now you will need 3 more units of x to do the same thing, to obtain the same equality. So you need 3 more units, and so every point will be shifted 3 to the right of x. Right, and if I look at this now, every value should be 4 less than what it was before, and so every point will be shifted 4 units down, and so we see that the center is now shifted from the origin to 3 units to the right, 3 over here, and 4 units down over here, and so this is our center and this will be my circle. Right, this is the same argument as that of f of x minus 3. Right, you will need 3 more of x than before, and you will need 4 less of y than before to satisfy the same equality. Right, and so we see that if the circle is at the center, let's say a comma b, and the radius is r, the standard equation, the equation in its standard form is x minus a whole square plus y minus a whole square equals r squared. Right, this is something that is called the standard form for the circle equation, and if I expand this, it will give me something like x squared plus some constant times x plus y squared plus some constant times, let's say, c times y plus some d equals 0. This is the general form. Right, so if I take the same example, x minus 3 whole square plus y plus 4 square equals 1. Let's expand this. X square minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared plus 8y plus 16 equals 1. X squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 8y plus 24 equals 0. Right, so you can go from the standard form to the general form just by expanding, but if you want to go back to the standard form, what you can do is you can complete squares. So if I look at this portion, if I complete square on it, will be x squared minus 6x plus 3 squared minus 3 squared plus y squared plus 8y plus 4 squared minus 4 squared plus 24 equals 0. X minus 3 should be minus x minus 3 whole squared plus y plus 4 squared minus 9 minus 16 plus 24 equals 0. X minus 3 whole squared plus y plus 4 whole squared equals 1, and we got back to our standard form. Right, so that's the equation of a circle. Now, one thing to notice is that how do you form a circle? Well, what are the things that you need? So if you're given the center, right, and if you're also given the radius, you can easily form the general form by x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square equals r squared. Right, another thing is if you have been given 3 points, let me write with a different color, 3 points on the circle, then you can also form the equation of a circle, right? Any circle is defined by 3 points on the circle. You cannot identify the circle just by any 2 points, because it could be any circle. You need at least 3 points. So let me go ahead and draw a circle and mention those 3 points, and you will form the equation of the circle. Right, so let's say you've been given these 3 points on the circle, and you need to find its equation. Right, in order to find the equation, we need the center and we need the radius. Right, let's focus on the center first, because radius is not really that hard. When you look at a circle and you take any 3 points on it, any chord on the circle, the perpendicular bisector of any chord on the circle passes through its center. So if you form any 2 chords and you look at the intersection of their perpendicular bisectors, they will always intersect at a circle. So the perpendicular bisectors of 2 chords on the circle, in the circle, intersect at the center. Right, so if we label this A, B, C, I can either form the chord AB and BC, or AB and AC, whatever I want, and then I will take the perpendicular bisector of those. So let's take AB first. The gradient will be 7 minus 2, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, that will be 5, x2 minus x1, that will be 5 over 5, which is 1. If I take the midpoint of this, it will be 3 minus 2 over 2 and 7 plus 2 over 2, which will be 0.5 and 4.5. And so if we input it into the equation, 4.5 is 0.5 plus c will turn out to be 4. So we should first take the, so if m is 1, m of AB is 1, so the m of normal will be negative 1, so 4.5 equals negative 0.5 plus c will be 5. So perpendicular bisector of AB has the equation that y equals negative x plus 5. So we got equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. Let's try BC. So the m of BC will be 7 plus 3 over okay, so I noticed that I cannot form the gradient because it's infinite, it's a vertical line. So instead let's take m of AC. It will be 2 plus 3 over minus 2 minus 3, which is 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, so it will be minus 1. If m of AC is minus 1, then m of normal will be 1. So and the midpoint of AC is minus 2 plus 3 over 2, 2 minus 3 over 2. It will turn out to be 0.5 and negative 0.5 if we input it. Alright, so minus 0.5 is 0.5 plus c is minus 1, y is x minus 1. This is our second equation. This was our first equation. Let's simultaneously solve these. Minus x plus 5 is equal to x minus 1. 6 is equal to 2x, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 3. If x is 3, then since y is x minus 1, so y will be equal to 2. And so the coordinates of x and y that we've gotten is in fact the center of this circle. So 3 comma 2, this is the center, 3 comma 2. Right, so we got our center. Next we need the radius. If we know the center, then we can take any point on the circle and find the distance between them. Right, on one note, I here notice that this the point B is exactly above the center, so I can just do 7 minus 2, which is 5. But just to, well, actually every point here shows that it is 5 because it is either vertically up or horizontally right besides it. But if there was any point over here, you would simply apply the formula for distance, which is square root of the difference in x, so x1 minus x2 squared, plus the difference in y, y2 minus y1 squared, and then square root that, and you would get radius. Here it is 5 as I showed you, but we can just input it into the formula. 3 minus 3 squared plus 7 minus 2 squared, the square root of 25, which is 5. So we got our radius 5, we got our center, so we can form the general equation, that is x minus 3 whole squared plus y minus 2 whole squared equals 25, and this is our answer. And that's it for coordinate geometry.